Hello dear friends, today we are going to see the ahead part of STL standard template library. In your previous videos we had seen about components of STL, that is container, iterators and algorithms, and we had started with containers with this vector. We have seen in the last video about vector using iterators and also had seen about without using iterator how to write a program. Now we are going to see towards the next two containers which are there, that is sequence containers Deque and list. As we know from the previous videos that vector allows insertion or deletion of elements only at the backhand side. Whereas when you are saying about Deque is a sequence container which allows the insertion or deletion of elements at both hand sides, that is front as well as rear. By its name, Deque is double-ended queue, and it again permits direct access to any element as the vector does. So to implement the Deque, we have to include the header file Deque and the iterator which is used for moving inside the Deque is a random access iterator. For writing a program of Deque, we'll see that we have to write again include header file Deque. As we had done in vector, we included vector. Here you include Deque, and then inside the main you create an object of Deque by using the template Deque, and I'm passing integer values inside my Deque, and I'm taking Deque with some elements using push underscore back function. Okay, here I'm using push underscore back from 100, 200, 300. I'm pushing from back. So 100 is my first element and 300 is my last element now. So after that, my final size of the key, my Deque, if I see it becomes 3. My Deque dot size function I have used for that. Now after that I'm popping out the elements in my Deque. So till my Deque becomes empty, I'm popping up the elements. So front I'm popping the element. So I'm giving my Deque dot front. For this I'm using the function pop underscore front. Okay, I'm popping the element from the front, means from 100 will be removed, then 200 and then 300. Remember that we could not use pop underscore front in vector because vector allows deletion of elements only from the back. We had used pop underscore back. Okay, so this is what is the difference for vector and Deque. So final size of the Deque, if you observe that, then after this the Deque size will be 0. So if you observe the output of the program, it is giving first the size was 3, then I'm popping out the elements in my Deque, and final size of my Deque will be 0. So this is about the Deque, how it goes on. Then we are going to see about the next container, that is list. List is using a bidirectional iterator and it allows the insertion or deletion of elements anywhere. Okay, whereas in case of Deque it was at front and rear, whereas in case of vector it was only at the back. But when you consider list, you can allow the insertion or deletion of elements anywhere in between. So if you see about the list, to include it, you have to use the header file list and the bidirectional. Remember the function push underscore back, push underscore front is there in list also, but along with that you can use an insert function with list, that is you can insert in between. That is why you are using an insert function. Now observe here hash include iostream list. I'm taking a print function which will list the entire, which will print the entire list, which is a list of characters. I'm taking a list of characters as my object, template object, and to that I'm pointing a p iterator. Since to that character, now I'm pushing back elements. I'm using push underscore back function, means I'm pushing OAT inside my list. Okay. After that I'm going L dot begin. So my pointer I'm making to point to the first very position O. After that, if you observe that when you display asterisk P, P will refer to O in OAT and it will display O. After that I'm printing the entire list. So now my list has OAT. So that is why it will display O first and then OAT. Now after that I'm inserting P comma C. Now my pointer P is at 0th position, that is at O. So when I'm writing L dot insert P arrow P comma and C, it will now list will now be updated as COAT, means before O the C will be inserted, as P is pointing to the, O. Then after that, if I display asterisk P, it will display C, and then it will print that COAT. After that, if I L dot erase P, that O will be erased. Now I have not done P plus plus or P minus minus. My pointer is at that position only. That is why when I write L dot erase P, it will the pointer is at pointing at P itself. That is why O will be erased here. So after that, if I display asterisk P, it will show me O, that O is being removed. And if you display the list after that, it will give you cat only, because O has been erased from the list. So your output will be CAT. After that, I am writing L dot erase L dot begin, means I am remove the front of L, that is I am removing C also. Now from L dot begin means what, it will go to the 0th position, and then C will be erased. So C has been, previously cat was there, now C is also removed, and now only 80 will be remained. So when you print the L, it will give you 80. So accordingly, if you observe the output of the program, to print this, I am taking a print function. When I am writing for list char, I am taking an iterator AI, which is starting from a dot begin to a dot end plus plus AI, and I am displaying asterisk AI, that is the value of iterator where iterator is pointing, and this will give me the output of the program. That is my vec1, my output of the program. If you observe, I'm sorry, the output of the program will be in this manner: OOAT, then OCOAT, OCAT, and then lastly it will display 80. Okay, this is the output of my program of the list. So thank you. So on today we have seen about the two types of container, DQ and list. Thank you. Have a nice time.